are you comfortable, loosely, not fully technically, but loosely sharing the beginning points of Sri Vidya Upasana, just for more context? Like, of course, a guru has to guide you through it.
Without initiation, nothing happens in
So
Sri Vidya.
someone has to initiate you. The most specific question I'm asking is, say, for a viewer watching this podcast till this point, who's interested in taking up Sri Vidya, the obvious human society questions that come up is, how much time in a day will I have to give this? Where do I find a guru? What is Sri Vidya? How should I
How
emotionally
am
feel?
I eligible?
Yes.
These are the questions, it keeps coming on my Instagram.
This is a question I have as well. You know, that how,
I am surprised you have this question.
what, am I eligible?
No, these are the questions.
The question I have is, I'm so into my Bhairav Upasana right now. And I meet so many Sri Vidya Upasaks. But I'm very into the Bhairav stuff because it's like suiting me and my personality, I feel, to some degree.
You have so much of energy pent up in you. You have to release it, no? Bhairava is the right choice for you.
Yeah? That's how you look at it? Okay.
Something more also.
Okay.
So, Sri Vidya, maybe people would be disappointed to listen to me because I don't give traditional, conventional answers. Because my guru did not train me up in Sri Vidya in that way. Because in many podcasts on Sri Vidya, what you have done, I have also watched some of them, not fully, here and there, just to get the feeling of what it is, what the other person is trying to tell about Sri Vidya and all that. The approach that Guru gave to me was totally universal and not a conventional one. See, if you want to take up a yoga practice, Ashtanga yoga, scriptures say that you have to start with yama, niyama, and then only you can come to asana. Tell me how many people teach or people who are ready to learn yamas and niyamas first and then come to the asana? No. Now the mind is hybrid variety. It wants to just pick up like this. As you said, how much time I will have to invest on this? That will be the very first question. They want to bargain even with the divinity. Bargaining is there deep within us.
Yeah.
Because of why this bargaining? There is so much of imperfection in us that sitting here at this point of time, I'm not able to grasp what that perfection is. So I look for shortcuts. So Swami Rama says, Sri Vidya is the shortest of all the cuts. And the way he talks about Sri Vidya, so far I have not heard anybody on YouTube's. Something very revolutionary. Something very out of the world. And it just appeals to you. And talking about, you have done so many episodes on this Tantra, on Kaula, and then Mishra, and then Samayachara, and all that, So I was curious what Swami Rama has got to say about it. So I was flipping through his book, Royal Path. In that, in the last chapter, he has discussed about Tantra. And in that, 2 pages on Sri Vidya. And he said there are 3 schools of Tantra. I'm repeating what he's saying. That is Kaula, Mishra, and then Samayachara. Whatever the practices these 3 Tantras have propagated, ultimately, they are talking about different states of consciousness. That is that you are. Can it be simplified further? Not. If you ask a traditional person who is brought up in this kind of a thing, he wouldn't give this kind of an explanation at all. It means that if somebody can talk like that as the ultimate, he must have mastered all these elements that he is able to see that, perceive, that perception I'm talking about. Talking about Dashamahavidyas, you have so many episodes. I was not really interested in Dashamahavidyas, but once I happened to ask my guru, now that I have completed, after I completed my curriculum in Sri Vidya, That is Lalita Tripura Sundari. And she is the third one in the GuruSakalaMaa Vidya sequence. So I asked him, now that you say that this mantra initiation thing is all over, now you have to just practice on your own. Gurugale, does it mean that, can I think of getting into other Mahavidyas among the Mahavidyas? Very simple answer he gave. It's your call. If you want to go into the details of other ones also, you can do it. But there is one more practice in Sri Vidya itself, which I have not taught you directly. But later on, Sage Agastya came and taught me that in a fraction of a second. That's called Titi Nitya Upasana. He said, if you want, you can spend more time on that. But it's your freedom. If you want to go into all the Mahavidyas, it's fine. Then, I don't remember whether it was Swami Rama or he, or because so many sages also come in my, I don't remember exactly. They have to correct me or pardon me if I am wrong. That Dasha Mahavidyas, the ultimate state, understanding. I have heard elaborate YouTubes on that. Some of them are very interesting and impressive and more of facts and figures. But Swami Rama says, you don't need to learn many things in life. But definitely, you need to practice what you have learned. I believe in that. So I was very reluctant about, but still that question was there, why these so many 10 Vidyas? Then the answer is, I don't know who gave it to me. They are all, the Mahavidyas are different states of consciousness again. That's something hit me like a dynamite. And these Vidyas, Devis are classified into 3 categories. And you know Trigunas, Tamas, Rajas and Sattva. When this whole universe is made up of these 3 materials, that's why it's called a material world. So we are also part of that. All of us have these 3 qualities. And a person is labeled as something depending on what percentage of that Triguna is dominant. Somebody is called Sattvic, somebody is called Rajasic, somebody is called Tamasic. But all the 3 are present in all of us. So Dasha Mahavidyas are, the tantric perspective is that these sadhanas should help all the 3 categories of people. If somebody is very tamasic, still he is eligible. Who is eligible for Sri Vidya, Tantra and all that? It's an indirect answer I am trying to give to you. Then they can take up Kali. They can take up Chinnamasta. Chinnamasta was the family deity of my Parama Guru Bengali Baba. And he gave me the direct experience of Chinnamasta. That I have shared it in this book. What I am trying to say is, you can start your sadhana from wherever you are. That there is no need as such to start with yamas and niyamas. Purify yourself. This is the difference that you claim in Tantra. That Tantra accepts you as you are, wherever you are, however you are, whatever you are. And from there onwards, the Guru will initiate you to the next levels. He will not wait until you become purified, this, that and all. What is a purification? Purification is to purify your tattvas and these 3 gunas. And Sri Vidya mantras are capable of doing it for you.
The listeners who are listening to this podcast until this point, who heard you saying that, hey, you can start it yourself even without a guru. What's the practical step to start?
Practical step is, whatever you get, suppose in your house somebody has put Vishnu Sahasranama on the YouTube. You happen to accidentally listen to it. If you get appealed, you feel it's so good, let me practice it, or every day listen to it. That's how most of the people start these practices. You pick it up. You start doing that. If you are very much keen on doing that, that interest from within will tell you. And you continue to do it. Like thousands of people do Lalita Sahasranama without initiation. But without initiation, the subtler aspect of Lalita Sahasranama or Durga Saptashati will not be unlocked for you unless Bhagavati wishes it. See, Bhagavati is not a dormant energy. She is a dynamic energy. She is intelligence herself. The intelligence which has created the Brahmanda. I would say you should not use even the word created. She herself is Brahmanda. When you say created, you need another material. You are different from the material and you create something. Then it's undermining the power of Bhagavati. She herself is an expression of Brahmanda. She knows every devotee. She is monitoring. You are on her this hotline connection. Then Bhagavati herself might direct you depending on your karma samskara vasanas and your power to receive the messages from her.
By sending you the right people or situations, right? That's what you say. But the first step is you can take up the Durga
anything that you want. It need not be related to the Mother Divine.
Whatever.
Gayatri Mantra, Mrityunjaya Mantra, anything. Because at a subtler plane, even to come to that mantra, it is her inspiration. But we wouldn't know that she only brought us silently into this path.
How is this the Sri Vidya path? Isn't this just the spiritual path?
Sri Vidya is the big umbrella under which all the mantras come.
Gotcha.
People may not like it because when I say mantras, I am not referring to the words in the mantra. Means Bhurbhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Yes, they are mantras. In Sri Vidya, in Tantric parlance, mantra means is Bijaksharas. And that letter, Akshara. Akshara is that which cannot be destroyed. Kshara, Akshara. Kshara means death or destruction. Akshara means that cannot be destroyed. That means eternal, immortal. So these are all Aksharas in the Sanskrit language. That's why it's called Devanagara Bhasha, God's spoken language. So they are not just words. They emit light. In the language, see, one question from you, it gets connected to so many branches of thought process. These letters are called light. Why and how? It happens in Samskrita letters. If you ask me, doesn't it happen in other languages? If it is inspired from that language, most of our Indian languages are inspired in a subtle way also like that. Even if it is English, for that matter, ultimately they are all sound vibrations. But in Samskrita, so much has work gone in since our ancient time that we are able to relate with in a very better way, I would say. Easier way. So I'm taking this example. Otherwise, any language is fine. So when these letters are in Samskrita, they have two branches, sections. One is called Swaras, the other called Vyanjanas. And further it is divided into sibilants and semi-vowels and all. That's all technical part. But people know that Swaras and Vyanjanas, right? Swaras are 16 letters. A, I, U, Ammaha. For us, they are just letters. But they are mantras in Tantra. How does it become a mantra? Technically, strictly speaking, when Anuswara it is called. Anuswara is added to any letter, that becomes a mantra. Why it is called a mantra? When you add that, it gets the vibratory pattern which is similar, I wouldn't say the same, which is similar to the vibration of the Brahmanda.
Resonance.
So when you do this japa, this vibration that you are creating within yourself through your nadis and chakras, and then the Sahasrara chakra and all that. They're all the energy points emitting light constantly
Missiles.
and receiving light also. They have both capacity.
Missiles and radars.
I don't know much about that. Yeah, it appeals to the modern mind. So, right, no problem. Expressions keep altering. So when these are the letters becoming mantras, then any scripture is full of mantras because of those vibratory patterns. So you don't have to know that this is a particular mantra, I am doing like this and like that. Not necessary. Without also, they are light. But vibration is lesser.
Okay.
That's why in India, in ancient times, always good names were kept to their children. So that in that pretext, they would keep calling the name of the child, and that vibratory pattern keeps developing in the body at a subtle plane. It's a very big science. So where are we now? So up the ladder.
You just gave out some positive radioactive substances on this podcast.
My body is vibrating.
This is what is needed to come out to the audiences, right? Like you gave the beginning steps.
Let them take up anything in a very innocent way. I don't want anyone to approach divinity in fear. These do's and don'ts, I don't agree with.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we've made especially for you related to the subject that was spoken about in this clip.